This is for the flute. So this is the Firebird. And now I understand this is a much longer score than we normally have in the orchestra, and it's really much more complicated. Stravinsky, it's like a musician's musician, as a colleague told me. But this arrangement by Mr. Hai is working quite well. So what we are going to do, you're going to take right now you're going to take your score, and we are going to mark the different positions that I marked over here so that we can work on them together. All right? So first off, let's go to the intro. All right? Okay. Let's go to the intro. First, you have to know your notes. You begin with Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. This is flute 1, all right? Well, let's do flute 1. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Do, Si, La, Sol, La, Si. If you get that right, it's no problem. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. And it's going to be slower because it's 60. Sol, and now let's do flute 2 as well. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Do, Si, La, Sol, La, Si. So they both complement each other, but it has to sound sweet. That's what dolce means, sweet. All right, so let's go to, again, let's do 1, 2. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Sol, Fa, Mi, Re, Mi, Fa. Do, Si, La, Sol, La, Si. Okay, and that's an easy melody. The thing with the flute 1 is it's really high, so you have to practice. Okay, so remember, practice that one. Now let's go to the second one, to my second notation. It's up. After that, it doesn't get really difficult. Letter E has a small complication. So let's do, hold on, 234. Let's do letter E. So it begins. Very recognizable melody for anybody who knows the Firebird. La, re, re, si, la, re, si. And you have that syncope. Re, si, la, re, si, la. Oh, sorry. La, si, la, re, si. And then there's this other part. Mi, re, mi, fa, sol, la, sol, mi, re. Slower. Now that part, it's not difficult. You just have to repeat it 10 times. Repeat it 10 times. If you get it after 10 times, you're going to have it no problem for the rehearsal. Now, let's go to letter G. 342, let's go to letter G. Okay, so on letter G, you have one downbeat for the second flute and the first flute. But you have to listen to what's happening on the clarinets, because the clarinets begin, and it's in that boom, ba, 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 bum, in that downbeat, ba, 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 bum. Sorry, ba, 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 bum. So you have the downbeat, and then you begin. Si, re, si, re, fa, la, fa, fa. And you make that change, that chromatic change between F sharp and F natural. Si, re, fa, la, fa, fa. 1, 2. Mi, sol, si, re, si, si. Same thing with flute first, with the first flute. So in this case, the second flute comes first. So just repeat that again. Repeat it 10 times, and then you're gonna get it. But just remember, always do the ba ba bum, Don't breathe right on that rest, because if you breathe there, you're going to come in late. So breathe at before, and then you play it. All right? Okay. And then you have that flute. And then we go to letter I, which doesn't really have a problem. It's just a matter of counting and listening. But it's always the B flat, bum, 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 bum. That's got to be really, really, really there. All right, now let's go to letter, and letter L really doesn't have a problem. Letter M doesn't have a problem either. Let's go to letter N on 544. On 544. Okay, so now letter N, flute 1. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, do, re. That's N. We're going to do N plus O. Okay, so it's fast. The final tempo is like ta 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 ti ti tam pa pa pam ta ta tang ta ta tam ta ta tang ta ta tang ti ta tang ta ta tam pa pa pam. That's the final tempo. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, sol, la, si, sol, la, si. That's kind of like the final tempo. So you have to practice slowly at first. So you go la, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, sol, la, si, sol, la, si. And then check that out on the sol, la, si, sol, la, si, sol, la, si, 3 times. That gets repeated. So mark 1, 2, 3 on your score. And then you go a little bit faster. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, sol, la, si, sol, la, si. And then a little bit faster. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. And then until you get to la, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. And then don't think of every beat or every note. Think la, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, no, sorry. La, si, do, re, do, si, la, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re. Now I'm getting it wrong. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do. Think of that C when you get to the la, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol. Every crotchet. When you get to the crotchet, that's when you make that support. Yes, emphasis on the melody. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. So it's every crotchet. Don't think too much about the bar. You're going to see it anyway. La, si, do, re, do, si, do, la, si, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, etc. Now, second flute. Same thing with the rhythm. It just has different melodies. On N. On O, it's 2 bars of unison. So you have fa, sol, la, si, la, sol. And you have that, there's a G natural there, but just don't pay attention to it because it is natural. Fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, fa, sol, la, la, si, la, si. Okay, remember, play it slowly. Fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. And then you go a little bit faster. Fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. All right? And then you begin thinking about your target, which are the crotchets. Fa, sol, la, si, la, sol, la, fa, sol, la, si, la, si. Mi, fa, sol, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, re. I said 2 bars, just 2 big beats. Mi, fa, sol, re, mi, si, si. That's it. C, 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 C. Remember the crotchets. So let's do letter N and O together for flute 2. Fa, sol, la, si, fa, sol, la, si, la, si, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, si, 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 si. Nice, huh? Nice melody. And then we have the same deal with targeting the crotchets with the next part. But then it's got to sound very crooked because we have this interval. It sounds like this, and then we have the piano, they're doing this. So it's not going to sound, and then sax are doing this. So just be careful with the sound that you're gonna get. So you get, yes, we did the fa, sol, la, si, fa, sol, la, si, mi, fa, sol, re, mi, si, 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 sol, 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 re, do, re, do, sol, la, sol, re. Okay, now this might be the weirdest part of the, actually I wrote down here, P, weirdest part, because it's not like a melody, but remember, it's the ensemble. It's how everybody sounds together, what's really going to make this special. So remember, begin slowly. Let's go to letter P, 1143. All right, so we go, flute 1, letter P. Boom, ba 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 ba, re, do, do, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 1. Do, si, 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 fa, si, 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 do, si, 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 fa, si, 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 si. That's it. It's not complicated to play, it's complicated to count. So that's why I want you to target and just, like write down a slur that ends on each crotchet. Do, si, 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 fa, si, 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 do, si, 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 I'm sorry, do, si, 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 fa, si, 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 si. All right? And then flute 2. Sol, 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 re, do, re, sol, la, sol, re, do, re. All right, so that's flute 2, and remember, everything repeated at least 10 times. If you repeat it slowly, speed will come, all right? Speed comes. All right, so I told you that letter P was the weirdest, but then Q came in and said, here, hold my purse. All right, let's do letter Q at 1322. Letter Q, it doesn't have much. It just has like some scattered notes. So that's the more reason to be very attentive to it. So it's on a 3-bar. I want you to write down there, if it's not clear for you, write down 3 quarters. Because we're doing 1, 2, 3, 1. Sol, do, 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 dum, bum, 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 bum. And then we fall on R. Bum, 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 bum. But let's do again the sol, do, 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 do. Sol, do, 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 fa. Yeah, all right. So let's do that again. And that's not even the weirdest part, all right? Because the weirdest part begins when you hear both of the flutes at the same time, because that's flute 1. Do, sol, do, 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 do. Sol. What am I doing? Sol. Yeah. Sol, do, 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 do. Sol, do, do. Do, fa, 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 fa. But then you hear both flutes together. It's 1, 2, 3. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, bam, bam, bam. So it's not hard, but it's weird because you have to count like boom, 1, 2, 3, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. All right, now let's go to precisely letter R. That's easy. Just write down the numbers on letter R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because they are the same notes 6 times, 6 bars. So just write down the notes on letter R. Hold on. 15, that's here. 15, 30, 35. Yeah. Now let's go to, now you have nothing, you have rests, and then on letter V, yes, on letter V you have a chromatic scale. Just and when you get to the highest point on flute 1, that's it. So, do, re, re, mi, fa, fa, so, da, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay? Yes, you got it. You got this. You got this. Now, same thing with flute 2, just that the chromatic scale, instead of beginning on C sharp, begins on do sharp, begins on C. C, do, do, re, re, mi, fa, 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 da, 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 re, 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 so. So you have more of a melody on W. Fa, mi, 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 fa, re, 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 fa, mi, 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 fa, re, 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 so. All right, so check out the trill on letter X. Trill on letter X. And now let's go to double C, because on double B begins the finale. On double C, flute 1 has a magnific entrance after 3 bars of the clarinet playing sol, la, si, do, re, mi, re, mi. Oh, well, actually, sorry. It's the violins, sorry, are playing the theme. Sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, re, fa, mi, do, so, fa. After those, mi, do, fa, mi, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re, fa, mi, do, re. So you see, very similar melody structures, but you just have to, you have to figure out where they're going. So mark your score so that you know that you have that fa, mi, re, fa, sorry, 1. Fa, mi, re, fa, sol, that's your entrance. Fa, mi, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do. Okay, let's practice the entrance again. 1. Fa, mi, re, fa, sol. Fa, mi, re, fa, sol, sol, fa. After that first sol, cut the so it sounds sol, so you can really sound it out. Fa, mi, re, mi, sorry. fa, mi, re, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re, fa, mi, do, re, which is very similar. It's actually the same. Bars 197 and 198 are the same. So the last two ones, that fa, mi, do, re, it's the same. Fa, mi, do, re, even if it's written a little bit differently, but it's still the same. And then we go to double F. It's basically repetition. Now let's go to double H, 20 on 2040. I want to do this, keep this under 30 minutes. Double H. The thing here is, again, the repetitions and to decipher what we're going to do, because it's basically the same thing. It repeats over and over, and then it changes with the flats, and it's in 7/4. So how am I marking 7/4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's just so you know, but you're always going to listen to it in the music. So let's do that. Sol, fa, mi, sol, fa, mi, sol. Sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re. That's your basic phrase. All right, so practice that again. Sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re. Sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, sol, fa, do, re. And then comes the change. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. So play that one. This is flute 1. La, oh, no, I'm sorry. This is unison for both of you. This is unison, but to an octave. So flute 2 is just 1 octave lower. And flute 1, well, you got it. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. Sol, fa, mi, re, mi, sol, fa, re, mi. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. Okay, so that's the part that you really got to practice, because it's when we have very long bars on double I. All right, when we begin with the flats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. Sol, fa, mi, re, mi. Sol, fa, mi, re, mi. La, sol, fa, la, mi, re. Mi, and then it changes again. For flute 1, it's a little bit simpler. Let's do, yeah, double K, 2318. 2318. For double K, for flute 1 on double K, it's a little bit simpler because you have the melody, but you're way up there. So it's sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re. That's it. You repeat that twice. And then the last bar, you repeat it again twice. I'm going to show you about that. Let's do that again. Double K. 1, 4, 5, 7. Sol, fa, mi, sol, re, do, fa, mi, do, re. Sol, fa, mi, do, re, do. Fa, mi, do, re. Fa, mi, do, re. Fa, mi, do, re. And then we go towards the ending. All right? Now, flute 2 on double K. Listen. Mi, la, mi, la, la. Mi, la, la, mi, la, la, la. Mi, la, mi, la, la. mi, la, la, mi, la, la, la. Basically, you're doing 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you have to just like pay attention to where you're going to the mi, mi, la, mi, la, la, mi, la, la, mi, la, la, la. Mi, mi, la, mi, la, la, mi, la, la, mi, la, la, la. Fa, mi, re, fa, mi, sorry, fa, mi, re, fa, mi, do, re, fa, mi, re, fa, mi, do, re, do. So we come to the ending on double N, 2544, 2544 on double N. So, and then we just go, now, flute 2, you can breathe. Obviously you can breathe. Just remember, do, do, do. All right? And flute 1. Do, re, re, fa, re, si, do. Let's do that one again. Da da dum dum pang ding bum bum. Dong 2 is lower. Do, re, re, fa, re, re, do. And that's it. Now, if you practice this, you can go to the places, you can check out in the description of the video on which is, it's a place that gives you the most trouble, and you're going to find time signatures. So you can jump directly to that part in the video. So remember, practice. It's very important so that we can have a very, very nice result. All right. Thank you very much. Now, let's close this. Hey, I had like, all right, well, I had this, I had that. Okay, nope, got everything. Okay, so see you soon, and now I'm gonna do another series, another video, this time for clarinets.